Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and today I am here for the August wrap-up of the dark side of scrapbooking. I will link the playlist here for the previous videos if you would like to check that out. Just as a quick reminder, there are 4 phases to the dark side, and let's jump right into phase 1 of Hunt and Gather. So I have been working through 2019 and I have so far done June and July, and this month I'm going to tackle August. Now I am running super late for this month, but I wanted to still go through the phases. I'm not going to be able to go through the phases as detailed as I have gone through for June and July, but I definitely wanted to do at least phase 1 so that I could get it on my spreadsheet. I recently posted a short. I've been trying to do a couple more of those because it seems like that brings in some engagement. But recently I posted a short about printing out a ton of photos for the 30 Days of Sketches number 16, which is happening in October. So I have spent a majority of this month of August 2024 not only preparing for that so that I can provide you guys with a layout a day, but also trying to get my channel together because I have something special planned in the month of October, and I'm hoping that I'm able to get everything lined up so that I could take care of that special project in October and then be ready to knock it out for you guys after the 30 Days of Sketches, which I'm super excited about. So fingers crossed I can get all that together. But what that means is that the Dark Side of Scrapbooking challenge had to be smaller this month. Definitely still completed it. So let me walk through what I did this month. Last month I showed you guys how to filter your Facebook so that you're able to see a specific month and year, and I did that for August of 2019. I found 2 posts that I wanted to create layouts for. I then went over to my Google Photos, searched that as well. I did not find anything else in Google Photos that I wanted to create, but I was able to find additional photos for the post that were on Facebook. My plan is to also clean up my Google Photos during the phase 1 process. So going through and deleting some of the images that I don't necessarily need. Obviously, I take a lot of photos for my YouTube channel, including the layout, as well as some detailed shots. But I don't necessarily need the detailed shots. And I will be deleting those in the phase 1 process of Dark Side. So I have 2 layouts that I need to plan, and that is a pool day at the Hilton as well as Tyler's birthday bowling photos. Both of these layouts will have home videos. If you follow me on my channel, you know that I have a playlist called Home Videos. And these are just videos that I have created. I like to think about it as like home videos from when I was a kid. For these 2 layouts, I have videos. And for the pool day at the Hilton, I actually don't have a video for that, but because I was taking photos with my iPhone, if you use the live feature, you can actually create videos from your live feature. And so they're just like 1 or 2 second clips of what was going on. Some of them don't have a lot of details, but then some of them, because the boys are actually doing things and I'm catching them trying to get photos, I was able to get some details from that. So I did extract those videos from the live photos and created a home video. So I will need to upload that, and I have already documented that on the spreadsheet to remind me to create that QR code. For Tyler's birthday bowling, I actually did take videos of the kids bowling. So I have put all of those videos together into one video. And again, I will need to upload that video to YouTube when I go to upload the layout after it's completed. And that also reminds me that I have to create QR codes for those layouts as well. So let me go plan these 2 layouts. All right, guys, so I have gone off and planned both of these layouts and added them to my Google Sheet here. I did decide to use page maps. I actually forgot to document that, so let me do that real quick. So I will be using Page Map Sketch for both of these layouts. So for my pool day at the Hilton, I am going to be using the February 2020 sketch, which looks like this. However, I did make some adjustments to it. And when I do that, I use Canva to make those adjustments. I take a screenshot of the sketch itself, open a new document in Canva, and this document is 12 by 24, so it gives me an idea of how big I can make my layout. I have pasted the sketch in the background, and then what I like to do is create boxes in the correct size, so 6 by 4s, 4 by 3s, or 4 by 4s, and I am adding them with a transparency over it so that I can see exactly where I need to lay my photos. So for this photo here, it originally was a 5.5 by 4, and that's just an odd size. I wanted to keep it at a 6 by 4, so I added a box at 6 by 4 over it, and then I put in the information for that particular photo that I want to add. I'm going to be using 2 group shots, and because of that, I will be using a flip-flop and a card. So basically, I will have a photo that's flat to the layout. I will have a flip-flop, which will have a second photo on top of it, and then when you open it up, you will see a card, which will probably be the journaling card for this particular layout. But I don't have a collection in mind, so I might find a 4x6 card that's just a decorative card that I want to add. Below that photo, it calls for 2 photos, a 4x4 and a 3x4. Even though I'm using the same size, I still like to add the boxes because then I can write in the details of what's going to be in that photo. So for this particular 4x4, it's going to be me and Tyler, and then for this 3x4, it's going to be Tina's selfie. And then over to the left-hand side of the layout, I made some significant changes. The layout calls for a 4x4 and then 2 4-inch by 2.75 inches. And at first I thought, well, I'll just add a third photo here and then a 4x6. But when I got into it and started making the substitutions, it didn't work for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 4x6 photos. And then instead of the 4 by 2.75, which it should just be 4 by 3s, I'm going to actually put 2 4 by 3s in the portrait style here. So I've made some significant changes to the photo placement, but I still like the background of having this larger piece in the back that spans across both pages, as well as this scallop edge over here, and then also having this smaller piece of paper in the background, as well as some stitching. I might decide to make it a little bit bigger, just to accommodate the sketch itself in regards to the photos being inside of this particular paper. But I will figure that out when I get into the layout. I don't do that much details. And then I went in using the Project Life app and created the photo sizes that I needed, creating the 4x3s that I needed for this layout. And then I uploaded them to my Google Drive. If you guys remember, I have a folder on my Google Drive that says to develop, and I keep the photos here until I am ready to get them developed. And there's not really a sale going on right now, which is what I usually tend to wait for. But you can see that I have uploaded the photos that I have made using the Project Life app by putting 2 3x4s on a 4x6. I do have a tutorial on how to do this, and I will link it here for you. I also add that information that the updated version of the sketch is on Canva, so I know to go check that out. I did the exact same thing for Tyler's birthday bowling. I'm going to be using Page Maps January 2024, which is this sketch here, and I did also make some changes to this sketch. So back on my Canva app, I did the exact same thing by taking a screenshot of the sketch, adding it into my Canva sheet, and then adding the boxes for my photos. So over on the right-hand side, I have the same size photos of a 6x4 and a 3x4, and I've labeled those. In the center, it calls for a 3.5 by 5.5. But again, going back to, I'm just going to use 4x6 photos. I put my 4x6 photo square in place and then also added my 3x4 photos. This gray box in the background is a true 12 by 24. So I have this image here. It's not a true 12 by 24. So it may not look like my photos are lining up in the same spot. It's not going to have this much of a significant difference between the photos because I'm really only adding 1/2 of an inch to this photo But because the sketch itself is not 12 by 24, that's why it looks a lot larger. The major change that I made to the sketch was it calls for a 2 by 2.25. I decided to add a 3 by 4 photo as well as a 2 by 3 photo. And it will take up about the same amount of space in that section. I'll decide if I want to add that Polaroid, which I will probably take that piece out since my photos are a little bit larger than what the sketch calls for. And then again, using the Project Life app, I went in and created the photos that I needed. These photos, again, are from 2019, but Eli was so tiny. I'm actually holding him in this picture, and he is just so little. And then also my nephew Malachi. All right, so that was my phase 1 of the hunt and gather for August of 2019. I went in and checked to see what photos I needed to document. I have documented that information on my Google spreadsheet, so it is ready to go when I have the photos printed. And then I also have gone into my Google Photos and deleted all of those photos that I really don't need and is just taking up space because I never get around to deleting those extra photos or screenshots or things that just happen to end up in my phone, because my phone photos automatically upload to Google Photos and I don't ever think about going back and cleaning up my Google Photos so that I'm not using space that I definitely need for other items. So even though I wasn't able to provide a significant amount of time to the dark side of scrapbooking for this month, but I feel like the phase 1 of hunt and gather is the most important one for ensuring that I keep up with this process. I'm always going to have time to create, and I'm always going to have layouts that I want to create. But at least if I can get it documented and on the spreadsheet, it's not going to be one of those things where I forget about a layout or I forget about a story that I want to document. All right, guys, so moving on to phase 2, which is print, prep, and plan, and I've already done that. I combined phase 1 and phase 2. So let's move into phase 3. In phase 3 for the month of August, I had a huge accomplishment. I am so excited that I was able to reach 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. You guys blow me away. And as a celebration for that, I did create a Facebook group. Over in the Facebook group, we're chatting about the layouts that I create, going deeper into my process, and I'm giving you guys life behind the layouts. Just recently, I posted about the candy that I like to eat when I scrapbook. So my Facebook group is posted below, and I would love for you guys to join me over there. In the month of August, as well as the month of September, I will be creating lots and lots of layouts for 30 days of sketches. I'm super excited about having a layout a day for you guys in the month of October. Lots of Disney layouts are coming. I have already committed to another 30 days of layouts in the springtime, which I haven't decided if that makes me crazy or insane. Either way, I'm excited to bring you guys content, and I can't wait to see what that brings as well. Also in the month of August, I put up several layouts. One of the most important layouts that I think I put up in the month of August was my layout about my current life. I did that as a celebration for my 3,000 subscribers, and I encourage all of you to also sit down and think about creating a layout about where you are currently in your life. I have a challenge over in my Facebook group. If you want to post your creations over there, we would love to see you represented in your layouts. All right, guys, before I jump into phase 4, I forgot that I told you guys in the last Dark Side video that I would show you the layouts that I created for the month of August in 2019. So my plan is to show you guys the layouts that I created a while ago. I will link process videos if there is a process video for them, so that you guys can start to see some of my layouts that I've created. Again, it goes back to, I can't believe I have over 500 videos on YouTube. I can't believe I have 3,000 subscribers. Like, it just blows my mind, guys, every time I think about it. So this particular layout was created for a design team that I was on for a little while. So I will say that the paper collection is probably not a collection that I would have gravitated towards, but I really do enjoy the way that this layout came out. This was one of the visits to one of our local springs. It's called Blue Springs. And this spring is well known for the manatees. Obviously they are protected, so we can't touch them, and we've got to be very careful around them. But it is a gorgeous place to visit. So if you are in the Central Florida area and ever need a place to visit that doesn't cost a lot of money and is a pretty cool sight to see, especially in the wintertime when the manatees are here, there's hundreds of them. But there is this statue that is at Blue Springs, and we thought we'd get a picture in front of it, so that's what this layout's about. Again, going back to it being on a design team, I have a VW van over here on the right. Not something that I would really have put on there, but it is what it is. It's done, it's documented, the journaling is documented, the date is on it, so this layout was perfect in regards to Dark Side. September 5th is actually National Cheese Pizza Day, if you did not know. It's a fun fact for you. So I was looking for something to post for my Throwback Thursday over in my Facebook group, and I thought I would post this one, which it just happened to be in August of 2019. I created this layout in the very first YouTube hop that I did with Nicole, and that's kind of where our friendship started. This layout was created with the Echo Park I Love Family collection, which is my absolute 100% favorite collection from Echo Park. It is very hard to see, but there is journaling over here. Over on the left, I do have a list of people, and I like to have something like this underneath a photo that's a group photo, because then you can almost kind of point up to who those people are in the photos. And this layout does have a date over here in the journaling, which I don't know why I decided to put dark brown on a red piece of paper, but it's done, it's there, and it's not that hard to see in real life. And then the last layout for August of 2019, I actually created very recently, this year at some point. I picked up this Doodlebug collection earlier this year because I do have quite a bit of photos that I need to document with Eli baking. I've got some Christmas baking, and then also Eli cooking, because he's definitely getting into that right now. I do have a process video for this one, so I will link it here for you. But you can see that I was able to get a ton of photos, this long strip of photos here, and then I also have a flip flap over here on the left-hand side. And then that is it for the layouts that I have already created for August of 2019. I have the other layouts planned. I don't know when I will get to them because my life is in shambles right now. You will notice that I have gone in very closely on my camera, because if you saw the current state of my table, you would just be floored. And if you want to see that, head over to my Facebook group, because I did post what is currently going on. It does look like Disney just blew up all over my table, because I'm currently working on a ton of Disney layouts. All right, so let's move into phase 4, which is the finishing touches. This is where we put the finishing touches on the month that we are currently working on. We make sure that all of the layouts that we need to put away have journaling and dates and anything else that needs to be done before they go in our albums. I'm not going to be putting away any current layouts, because the layouts that I have created, I need to keep them out until after the 30 days of sketches. But just know that I will probably end up having a massive stack of layouts that need to be put away. So stay tuned for that video, probably sometime in November. Another part of my phase 4 of the dark side is updating my spreadsheet. I am really good about going in and putting an X on the box that the layout is completed, because that is pretty easy to do from my phone. But highlighting the information and then going in and color coding it is a lot more difficult to do on my phone than it is to do in the computer. So I tend to just go through the spreadsheet at the end of the month and find all of the X's and mark them with the pink coloring, so that it makes it easier to find out which layouts I have completed and which layouts still need to be done. All right, everyone, that is a wrap for the August Dark Side of Challenge. We're going to hit that repeat button for another round of fun. I will see you guys next month. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.